Broke my shortstop's leg. That's all I know. So.
And to the left, in the middle? No, Bill.
Terry, would you say that was a clean slide or not, and why?
I'm not going to get into it, Bill. It's it's over. It's done. Not much we can do about it except come out in a couple of days and get after it.
And again in the front left.
When you were speaking to the officials, the umpires, after the review was overturned, what were you saying? What did they tell you? Why?
No, they don't ever explain why. They just said he didn't touch the bag. But certainly my argument is, the roll block. You go to all your available arguments. The roll block. Is it a neighborhood play? He didn't touch the bag. All the things that, and the umpires handled it great. They said we reviewed the whole thing, and obviously they didn't think it was a good throw, so the neighborhood play was out. They thought that it's pretty hard to rule that you didn't touch the bag when you needed the shortstop, and nobody was tagged, so they have no other calls. So they handled it right.
And next question. Joel, to the right, in the back.
Considering now we have a controversy here, what do you think this means for Matt pitching the next guy out who controls the game for you? And do you think he'll handle what is now probably another layout of pressure in that game?
Well, Joel, first of all, we set this up a long time ago, as you know, coming into the series. Certainly we were hoping to get into the postseason was going to be in our plans, and we had Matt in Game 3 because I thought it was going to be a pivotal game, which it is now going to be. So I think we have the right guy going. I think he's handle it great. He's fired up about it. Certainly there are no limits. Obviously, outside of we'll be very cautious of the pitch counts because he really hasn't thrown a lot of pitches in the last month. But I think we have the right guy in the mound for us on Monday.
Why, Terry? Why do you think?
Well, he's the ace. This guy, he loves pressure. He loves big stage. He has shown he's pitched great when he's had to pitch in on the big stage in a big game. He's you go back 2 years ago that when he was just the rookie, and the games he pitched that season that meant a lot. He stepped up and was outstanding, and we need him to step up and give us another one.
And right here in front to the right.
Terry, whatever you think of the slide, do you expect your team just to add emotion to the series and your team?
I believe it'll help, yes.
So it'll help you. Is there an issue though in controlling that emotion?
Well, you gotta take the emotion, John, and keep your focus. You can't lose control. So we'll show up, and I think that our guys will certainly be very, very anxious to get back on the field on Monday.
And to the right.
Terry, you saw a lot of Utley when he was in your division. Is it unsurprising to you that he's in the nexus of this whole thing?
Well, we've seen a lot of him, obviously, and we've seen him play very, very hard, and we know that he plays with great passion and great aggression. So, unfortunately, somebody got hurt. So,
We'll take another couple for
Terry,
Terry.
it's obviously right after the situation. Have you decided how you're going to replace him, and is Juan a possibility there moving forward in the series?
Juan Uribe?
Yeah, taking.
No, he's not ready to play. He hasn't done any baseball activities in 2 weeks, so he's not going to be a possibility.
Have you identified?
Well, it'll be Wilmer. So.
And to the right.
Terry, are your players angry about this, and is that going to be a problem on Monday?
Well, we'll control it, Bob, but yeah, they're angry. You lose in a playoff series, you lose a guy to that serious of an injury. They're not very happy about it.
And any last one? The back left or a couple more?
Terry, when you entered the series, did you plan for Bartolo to enter a similar situation, and should we expect to see him do the same?
Well, again, going into that inning, Dan and I had talked, and we said if Kendrick gets up, we want him to face Bartolo. You guys know why. And we got the ground ball. We just, it was a tough play. Dan had a tough flip and really didn't get it to where he wanted it to. Otherwise, we're out of the inning. So everything worked out except we didn't make the play. And like I say, Dan was at a tough angle, and and Ruben really didn't have a play after, even though Chase hit him. I don't think he had a play at first base, but you know, Bartolo gave us exactly what we wanted. And certainly, as we go down the road, if we need a ground ball, he's the guy to give it. You know, those other guys in that bullpen are fly ball pitchers, except for Familia. So in that situation, I said we need a ground ball here, and he got us that ground ball.
And right here in the front center.
Terry, can you just explain what Wilmer means to your team and what losing him means?
You mean Ruben?
Ruben, I'm sorry. What losing Ruben means.
Well, you know, Ruben Tejada's been here, and you know, he started out the year in a tough spot because Wilmer basically won the job, and at the end of the year, they both played well. Wilmer got a little sick and got hurt, and Ruben stepped up, and we thought, hey, look, enter in this series that defense was going to be very important, very important. So we thought he would be the guy. Now, you know, we're going to have to ask Wilmer to step up and, you know, relax, play with some, you know, a little relaxation that he's, you know, not to be, don't think there's any pressure on him. Just play the game the way he knows how, and I think he will.
Yeah. Take two last ones.
Terry, you mentioned playing with aggression and passion. Tejada's back was turned on the play. It's a defenseless player. I mean, is there a line to be drawn between?
I don't. You know, Dave, you got to go. You're going in hard. You're sliding. You really don't have a chance to make an adjustment when all of a sudden he starts to turn his back to make a throw. That's, you know, where he was at in the play. He just continues. He can't make any change.
And to the left back.
Terry, when you got out there to second base, what did he say, and how quickly did you guys know that was a possibility that he'd broken his leg?
Well, when Ray got out there and grabbed it, he said there was no feeling in his foot. And when Ray stood him up, he said, I can't move my foot. And Ray said, I think he broke his ankle. So we said we need the cart. That was it.